the year 2023, I was just over it, you know. I grew up in church, and you know, it just didn't look like the Bible. The Bible, I was reading it, but my life just didn't look like it. And then I just, on that night, you know, everybody said, yeah, come on, we're going to have a good time. I said, no, I'm praying this year, you know. Midnight, I'm praying. And I prayed, and I asked God to help me. I said, I want to look like what you said I should look like. I want to glow like you said I should glow. I want to smell the way you said that I should smell. So from that night, March 2023, God just began to put a desire in my heart, a hunger for seeking Him. I mean, some songs said I searched all over. Like I really did. I looked high, I looked low, I read books, I was studying. My sister Emily, God sent me to a job. I was working there, and she saw me studying. Like I had my computer out, I'm listening to church services, I got books out, I'm highlighting, I'm studying. And then we just started talking, and she said, you know what, I'm gonna take you to meet my papa. And I said, okay, I'll go. She said, you'll go for real? I said, yeah, I'll go. Like, I really want to find out what's going on, because this is what I'm doing is not working, you know? It's not working. So she took me. She paid for everything. She fed me. She picked me up. She drove, we drove down. She had so much food. Probably you didn't even eat the food that Emily had. You know, you just missed out. But it was such a beautiful time. But in that meeting, Papa, before we even met, because we came into the visual, but I sold. I had $300. I was renting a room in somebody else's house. My children were scattered from me. I have 2 children. They were scattered. I was renting a room. I had no car. I wasn't making enough money at the place that I was working. So I was living day to day, giving my kids money because they were scattered, and then taking care of myself. So I went to Alabama. I had $300. And they said, who sold $100? They were praying. This at the end of the vigil. And I said, whatever. I didn't want to sow, but then the bishop said, you're trying to hold on to your rent money. I said, ah! So I went up and I sold the $100. And then on my way out, Papa said, you come for counseling. From the moment that he counseled me, after that I started doing it, I started to do the deliverance. Okay, because you know how that gets. So I started it. But from the moment I left Alabama, my family called me and said, we're going to send for you to come home. My brother said, I need you to come here. And I was like, good, because I don't got the rent money, So I gave it away. But from that moment, everything just started to change in my life. And not just yes, I got a car within 3 weeks of that moment, Papa praying and releasing everything from over me, blockages and hindrances that were in my life, keeping me stuck and circulating and things over and over again, year after year. You go high, then you go low. But Papa looked at me and he said, forward, forward, forever, backward, backward, never. And I replay that in my head even to this day, because there's so many times in life that I would be up and then I'm down, be up and then why is it consistently, if I'm the daughter of a king and the most high and supplied from his riches, or why am I high, why am I low? So I replay Papa, forward, forever, backward, backward, never. I started the deliverance and did not finish it, but even not finishing it, I was still blessed. Within a couple weeks, like I said, my family brought me back to New York and just started taking care of me. I had more money not working than I did working. You understand? But I continued to sow. Papa, when you say I sold to you, I continue to send Papa. I bless him. Like, I'll just wait if it's $50 or $100. I just want to, because I know where his strength lies. He's praying and fasting, and God showed me that it's not. It's not about us when we come into prayer. It's about everybody else. So for his sacrifice, I honor him for that, because it's not easy. As God has now entrusted me with the mantle of praying for everybody around me, I realize and I truly, truly honor him for him to be able to speak over our lives and just say certain things and they shift, and for God to hold him in such high esteem that he answers his prayers. Hold him in such high esteem that Papa said last time when we came here in March, he said, I wrote on my prayer, I had my prayer requests all written out, and I'm not married at this time. And Papa said, right on here, you need a husband. And I said, Papa, I'm not worried about it. He said, go back and write. So I went and I wrote it down. And from that, from then, I just going about my business. But a man came and he wanted wanted to marry me. And I said, Papa, he said he's good for you. And I said, so I, kind of just, shunned it a little bit because things didn't look the way God told me my husband was gonna look. But then I realized and listening to Papa speak how everything comes from the Spirit, and it may not be what it is in front of you, but that doesn't mean that God's not bringing it to you. So He's telling me things and nurturing a desire in my heart for a husband that would to come. So Papa got here in Alabama. First, and I couldn't go to Alabama, but from the moment he touched the United States, a desire for the man that Papa said I should marry just pricked my heart. And I said, God, why now? And He said, my prophet will never be put to shame. You will marry. And just for God to say, you're going to do what you, in honor of Him. You understand? Like, not even because, Javon needs to be married or this man is great, but because his prophet will never be put to shame. So whatever it is that he's doing, I truly, truly honor him because God holds him in such high esteem. And the spiritual blessing, not like everything that came from, prosperity, the finances, like my income at work increasing significantly, like $10 more an hour, like everything, yes, it increased. I got a apartment that was bigger than what I was seeking for my own self. My children are home and they love me and they bless me every single day. So yes, all of that came, but the spirit that has been imparted into me from Papa is what I'm humbled by. You understand? Because without that, I could still fall back by the wayside. But everything that I've learned and everything that I've received here is what changed my life. Like, I'm not glorifying this stuff because He said if you seek Him, it'll all be added anyways. So the teaching is what I appreciate most. Learning what to do to save my life, what to do to save my children's life, what to do to save everybody's life around me is what I'm humbled and what I honor Him about. Because I'm going to take that everywhere. And to this day, changing people's lives through what He taught me not even a year ago. So I honor Him for that. I honor this house for the prayer that happens here, because when I came here with Papa in March, I was blessed. I came here for the deliverance and I finished it. Papa had me on the phone praying for 6 months straight every day with a minister. He said you're supposed, when I didn't do deliverance in October, he called me in February and said, what are you doing? Because things were coming, I didn't. But then by February, things started going down because I wasn't praying, because I wasn't following, because I didn't complete the deliverance, but I did it, and life changed, not just physically, but spiritually. So I thank this house and Papa. I always honor. Okay.